We're reaching out to Papua New Guinea via Zoom, and we're talking to Jennifer Baing-Waiko. Not only is she the Executive Director of Save PNG, Papua New Guinea, but Pacific Foods specialist and someone who loves what she does. Jennifer, I can tell from that smile that you do love just about everything that you do. And let me just say, you do a tremendous amount of good things. Not only are you an educational media specialist, you've been a communications researcher, you're a TV presenter, and also, importantly, cultural advocate from the Markham Valley of Morocco province, which is a huge responsibility because you have the joy and the task of educating generations of all those residents who come from that part of the world.
Yes, Papua New Guinea is a very interesting place, George. There are over 800 different languages, and along that comes, 800 different cultures, and within that, 800 different knowledge systems. So it's it's a very interesting place. You definitely never get bored. You're always learning something new here.
I've been doing the International Festival of Language and Culture, the IFLC, since 2015. And we've had, over the last couple of festivals, the opportunity to have performers, dancers and singers from Papua New Guinea, and every time they appear, they light up the room, whether it's the Sydney Opera House, the International Cultural Centre, or the plenary in Melbourne. So let me just say once again, music and dance is something that is very eloquently spoken in Papua New Guinea.
Yes, I mean it's just an amazing place. Just within the Markham region, that the district that I'm in, there are at least 13 different languages spoken in this area here, up around the different mountain ranges. And we held a Markham Banana Festival here, and there's about 63 different wards. So within those 63 different wards, there'd be different dancers from those areas as well.
Now, you talk about the languages. With much of the educational work that you do, is there an added challenge to be able to speak to everybody? Are you using subtitling? Are you using dubbing? What do you do? How do you get over the language barrier?
So in Papua New Guinea, because we speak Tok Pisin, which is it's like a common language that everybody can speak around here. In the central area, it's Motu. But now Tok Pisin is basically gone out throughout the whole country. So that's the common means of communication that we use to be able to communicate with each other in Papua New Guinea.
Tell me, are you competent in Pidgin?
Most definitely.
Wow.
So I speak Tok Pisin, my father's mother tongue, which is the Adzera language, which actually has its roots in Taiwan, you wouldn't believe, but yes, and also, of course, English.
Now, your major challenges today are educating, as you say, so many of these different groups. What is your day made of?
Well, basically, at the moment, I'm really working through social media to educate people, mostly at the level in society where they can help to change policies and work through their communities. So we've been really focusing on social media and through television, but I'm really wanting to go down to the more grassroots level, at the local level, to run programs down there at that level. And I really need to seek and receive funding and support to be able to actually go out and do that in the villages and just educate people at the very, very grassroots level. Because we can do as much as we can on media and through television to reach out to people that have access to that, but the real problem is access to communication as well.
Is government listening, and do they understand the challenges that are presented and what you need to do to get over it?
Most certainly they do, because they're all Papua New Guineans, and everybody's come from a village and knows the challenges that we have in our rural situations, being able to go out and educate people. And of course, people who live in areas that are inaccessible by road, it's really difficult to get out to them and reach out to them with education awareness, even on COVID-19 issues. It's very difficult to get out there. So, I mean, I wish that the government would invest a lot more money into the communication systems which are already there, which is through the ward systems. So in Papua New Guinea, we have of course the national parliament, which is comprised of all the members of parliament. But then you come down to the provincial level and the district level, which are comprised of wards. So every single district has a number of wards, which come up to the LLG, local level government, and forms at that level. And then you have your district, and then you have your provincial, and then you have your national government. So the communication processes are there, but getting the funding and the support from the government to actually go out to those places and run awareness or educate people is very, very difficult.
Through all those tiers that you speak of, is there a will to understand you and what's required? Do you get the feeling that the support is there, they've just got to get themselves sorted?
No, I don't get the feeling that there's support there at all, actually, because we've done a lot of work to promote Papua New Guinea overseas with Cafe New Guinea, and now we're releasing Cafe Melanesia through MTV, the local television station. I got a lot of positive responses from members of parliament, but after that, there was no real commitment, even from the Papua New Guinean government, to support any of the programs that we've been doing. We promoted Papua New Guinea everywhere overseas, with the Cafe New Guinea series. It was in New Zealand, especially in our region, New Zealand, Australia, throughout the Pacific, basically because Papua New Guinea gets such negative press from overseas. And we wanted people to see Papua New Guinea in a different light, because obviously investment is affected when people believe that Papua New Guinea is a dangerous place and it's not safe and it's not friendly. People don't want to come here. So we wanted to show a different light of Papua New Guinea. And of course, tourism is such a viable option for Papua New Guinea. You can see with the diversity, the biodiversity itself, the languages, the cultures, just the different environments, the beautiful seas and the gorgeous forests, but we just don't get enough exposure. And if the government invested in that sort of thing, we could bring more tourists to Papua New Guinea. But I really don't get the sense that we've been supported at all by the government for our programs.
I'm surprised that you didn't mention the Pacific foods.
The Pacific Island food revolution?
Yeah. I would have thought that would bring everybody. What do they say? The best way to a man's stomach is through that fabulous resource called culinary or cuisine experience?
Yes, of course. So we've been working together with Robert Oliver from the Pacific Island Food Revolution. And he's done such a fantastic job, like all throughout the Pacific, with promoting Pacific foods. And we really want to bring the program to Papua New Guinea as well, because it's, of course, one of the largest islands in the Pacific. And, obviously it's so different. And a lot of Papua New Guineans have been like, why weren't we included in the program? And we're definitely trying to get people on board to fund it so that we can actually do a program in Papua New Guinea, but we're also finding it difficult to find support for that as well.
Well, look, next time or when you get ready and there is a program, let us know, because through TheInformer, we'll do our best to not only promote, but to showcase some of the fantastic work that you have been doing for quite some time, but the sort of work you want to do to take the next leap forward in Papua New Guinea. We know you have a magnificent resource. There are some wonderful people, some great stories, and some sensational music. And there's another thing you learn from Papua. There's a great passion to live. I think the biggest challenge at the moment is, of course, the COVID-19 one. The skies over the world have closed down. International carriers aren't getting to do the sorts of things they'd love to do, and that is bring more tourists to Papua New Guinea. But we need to keep talking about it, and we wish you every success.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Jennifer Baing-Waiko joining us via Zoom from Papua New Guinea. All the very best, Jennifer.
Thank you very much, George. God bless you.